It's July 20th, 1969. Apollo 11 touches down on the moon, or so the story goes. But what if I told you the moon landing wasn't just a fake, it was spliced? Not cooked up on some dusty soundstage, but stitched together from fragments of time itself. A secret experiment that broke reality, covered up by NASA, and smothered under crackling static and government lies. This is the time-spliced moon hoax, and it's about to drag you down a rabbit hole you won't climb out of unchanged. Let's start with the basics. The official tale says Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin strolled across the lunar surface, stabbed a flag into the dirt, and came home legends. We all saw it, grainy, black and white footage beamed live to millions. But that footage? It's sketchy. Shadows fall at impossible angles. The flag ripples with no breeze. For decades, skeptics have hollered it was shot in Area 51 with a fan and some clever lighting. Fair enough, but what if it's so much weirder? What if NASA didn't stage it, they stumbled onto it? Travel back to 1962, Project Stargate. The CIA's freaky psychic spy program wasn't just reading minds. They were tinkering with time. The goal, peek into the future. The result, they ripped a jagged tear straight to 1969. A flickering, unstable portal showing. The moon. Not our moon, though, a future moon. Battered, deserted, and strewn with tech we couldn't dream of in the 60s. NASA intercepted it, taped it, and nearly choked on the implications. Here's where the plot thickens. How do you sell a future moon to 1960s taxpayers? You don't, you fake a mission. Apollo 11 wasn't a journey, it was a broadcast remix. They grabbed those time-spliced clips, jumpy, distorted snippets from Stargate's rift, and smoothed them out. Armstrong's one small step for man, pieced together from garbled voices echoing through the tear, the flag flapping, a glitch from time folding in on itself, not wind. But the real bombshell drops in 1972 with Apollo 17. That's when they actually went off the books and found something insane. Ruins. Not little green men, but us. Future us. Crumbling structures, rusted machines, and a cracked plaque stamped with United Earth Colony, established 2049. NASA went into meltdown mode, scrubbed every trace, and buried it deep. The public got a scrubbed moon landing fairy tale, while the truth got shoved into a lead-lined box. Now, let's dig into the backstory, because it gets darker. Stargate wasn't the only player. In 1958, a hush-hush DARPA project called Kronos 3 was testing temporal resonance, basically bouncing radio waves off the moon to see if time could bend. They got static, then voices. English voices screaming about a collapse in 2049. DARPA shut it down, but Stargate picked up the thread, and by 1962, they'd cracked open that rift. Insiders say the first glimpse wasn't just the moon, it was a war zone. Blasts lighting up the horizon, shadows of figures in suits we don't have yet. NASA swooped in, claiming it for Apollo, but they couldn't stop the leaks. A technician from 1963 swore he saw footage of a lunar crater filled with bones, human bones, before the tape disappeared. Connect that to Apollo 17's secret haul, and you've got a puzzle with missing pieces. So, what's the evidence? The Apollo 11 footage is a gold mine. Film nerds say the frame rate jumps like it's cut from multiple timelines. Shadows. Physicists clock them moving backward, defying any single light source. That 2049 plaque, a blurry Polaroid leaked in 1997, shows it clear as day. United Earth Colony, Lunar Outpost 7. Apollo 17's logs, partially declassified in 2022, mention anomalous structures, temporal interference, and a scrubbed line about organic remains. Then there's the Kronos 3 tapes. A bootleg audio file floating on X since 2024 has those 1958 voices, faint but chilling, begging for evacuation. Coincidence or a cover-up spanning decades? But wait, it gets crazier. Some say the rift never closed. By 1974, NASA was running black-budget missions under Project Echo 5, allegedly beaming signals back through the tear. What did they find? A 2049 moon in chaos, colonies abandoned, skies streaked with debris, and a faint radio signal looping SOS Earth. Whistleblowers claim they pulled artifacts, a shard of glass etched with "Property of SpaceX 2048," a shredded flag with 55 stars, and a data chip that won't boot up with today's tech. The theory? NASA didn't just hoax the landing, they tapped into our doomed future and locked it away. They've been watching it unfold ever since, frame by frame, in some underground bunker. Here's the grand finale. The time-spliced moon hoax says NASA didn't fake the moon, they hijacked time itself. They fed us a 1969 highlight reel from a 2049 nightmare, then sent Apollo 17 to erase the evidence. But that rift, it's still humming. Somewhere in a black site, maybe Area 51, maybe deeper, they're staring at that future moon right now. A countdown to 2049, ticking in real time. Are we racing toward that collapse? Did we already trigger it? Or is the truth worse, that we're stuck in a loop, splicing our own fate? Was Apollo a lie, a glitch, or a warning we ignored? You tell me. The clock's ticking louder every day.